with us from Gibraltar, looking ahead to Royal Ascot Day 2. Are you confident about your chances Day 2, Charles?
The imponderable, Rob, is the ground. We had 10 millimetres of rain. Nobody was expecting this Monday night. Nobody was expecting it. No website that I looked on, and take my word for it, I looked thoroughly. Now they're talking about the possibility of showers, some quite heavy and thundery for the meeting. So it's confidence is, I want to see this. I want to see the ground in the first day. I want to see the times, more importantly than what people say, what clerks of the course say, because we're the best one in the world. They're just guessing. The times will decide, and of course the most important thing is further rain. So at this moment in time, I would suggest to people, we don't know. You know, here we are. The ground is officially good to soft. It's a beautiful day there at present. It could easily be good by this time tomorrow. It could easily be soft if they get any of these showers, and of course heavy showers are forecast on Wednesday. So confidence, you can't be confident if you don't know the state of the ground. Absolutely.
Now let's get this right for people watching this. Let's be clear. We are recording this the day before, ahead, so so it's very difficult. So okay, the ground will take that into account, and
but there is some top class rating
on the day. Having said that, all things being equal, the 2:30 Royal Ascot Day 2. What do you fancy, or what do you fancy in general?
That's the Silver Hunt Cup. I'm quite keen on a couple of top weights in the handicaps, which might be a sort of slight, concern when you think it may be more difficult on slow ground to carry more weight. But Sabuska in the opener, I think Hannon's got he's got a couple of good ones. Brian Epstein, for Beatles fans, I think that's got a big chance as well. But I'm quite keen on Sabuska. He's unexposed over a mile. I think the stiff mile should suit him. He ran really well at Newcastle last time, and he's around about a 12-1 shot. That's in the first race. In the last race, I'm quite keen again on the top weight called Collide. He got beat at he won rather at Chelmsford. I'd rather he didn't, because he picks up a penalty, but he's got a great draw. Now again, you might think, blimey, what's he talking about? Over a mile and 3/4. How good is the draw? Well, it is, because you come to the first bend so quickly, just past the winning post, you turn right, and it really is. There's a horse in there, a Fujiara Prince, I would have been keen on, but that's drawn him out in the car park. That's drawn in stall 16, so that's going to be difficult for him. And I think Collide in the mile and 3/4 race, I've backed that in the Hunt Cup itself. I just think this Fox Premium, again, these are all horses at big prices, and for each way punters, you do shop around. Some bookmakers are offering 6 places, some I think 7 places on the Hunt Cup. And Fox Premium he's drawn in stall 24 for D'Souza. I think he might get the race run to suit there. There's a Perez horse there, Zhu Sheng, who should lead. So I'm hoping that drawn high will be an advantage. And again, it's around about a 14-1 shot in that. So I'm quite keen on that. In the big races themselves, sorry, there's a 12 furlong handicap as well. I've been so keen to back Kipps, but he's not proven over a mile and a half. And if it did get soft, so I've just gone for 2 Nathaniel in that. His dad's all the Nathaniel progeny do like to go with a bit of cut in the ground. I'll kick myself if Kipps wins, but he's into around about 4 or 5-1, and 2 Nathaniel is well more than double that price. But in the feature race itself, the Prince of Wales Stakes, the 7 go to post, Rob, and it is the most wonderful, wonderful race. It is the race. This is the best race of Royal Ascot. It is historically the best race. It is the flagship. I know the Gold Cup itself is with, Estimate winning for Her Majesty and Stradivarius, on Thursday. But this is the best race, and it is historically the best race. It's for older horses over a mile and a quarter. You've got Japan, who finished 4th, who won here at Royal Ascot 12 months ago, finished 4th in the Arc. You've got Lord North. Lord North would have been the one for me in that. But when you think about it, if there's a lot of rain, at Deeb, who's won twice in Australia earlier in the year, he's going to have a great chance. There are 7 runners. You can't discount any of the chances. It is the most wonderful race. 7 go to post, and that will be one for the connoisseurs. I think that will be one to sit, watch, and savour. But from a betting perspective, I have backed Sir Busker, Collide, 2 Nathaniel, and a Fox Premium, and I'll kick myself if Kipps wins the 3-year-old handicap as well. I think he could be let in very, very likely.
I love asking this because, okay, the focus is on Royal Ascot. Have you got anything elsewhere? I know you have occasionally have one from out of left field.
He used to be trained by James Fanshawe last year.
Say it again, Charlie. I just missed that. Say it again.
He's called Pondus. I haven't given the name yet. He's called Pondus. He used to be trained by James Fanshawe in Newmarket, and he's now trained in Ireland by Joseph O'Brien. This is no egg and spoon race. This is a listed race at Limerick on Wednesday evening, and I think Pondus he can outstay Sincere of Mick Holford's in a really, really good race. That is, I must say that is a very, very good race and well up to the quality listed. I did think this Pondus would be more to offer this year from as a 4-year-old, and I think the step up to 10 furlongs for him. He's only run once, I think, over 10 furlongs, often running on over 1.25 miles, 1.3 miles. Pondus in the listed race, but another great to savour. And as well as the horse racing tomorrow night, of course, we've got the certain Premier League and the return.
I was just about to want to put you on the spot. Have you got anything, not just about tomorrow night? Look, going ahead, it's back. We're all absolutely thrilled to bits. It is back. Have you got anything up your sleeve or anything you're looking at?
I'm looking at opposing some teams, and there is little logic. I'm keen on opposing Sheffield United in their games from now till the end of the season. I know they've got a fully. I don't think the league is. I don't think they're as good. They were on a run. They haven't been beaten since the 2nd of January. But the last couple of league games, they drew 1-1 at home to Brighton. 1-0 they beat Norwich when Henderson saved them. Henderson's the best goalkeeper in the league, I think. And I just think that they were coming to the end. This 3-month break. Somebody has to finish sort of 6th and 7th. Arsenal have had a really poor. They had a poor squad. Arteta is getting them to back together, unbeaten in 8th. I just don't think they're as good Sheffield United as I think. They're wonderfully managed, but I just don't think they're as good. And I think Aston Villa draw no bet. So by that means for the viewers, if it's a draw in the game between Aston Villa and Sheffield United, we get our money back. If Sheffield United win, we lose. But if Aston Villa win, obviously we win. It's draw no bet. And I think if there is a winner, again, I have to say that the 12-5, which is very nearly 2.5 to 1, I think that's a good price as well for the draw. I just can't see many goals. I think John McGinn will come back. Whether he'll start, I don't know, but he'll be one of 5 substitutes, I would imagine. He is an outstanding player, and he, alongside Grealish, are arguably the 2 best players on that pitch. And I just think, I've got to put my mask to it, hold my hand up and think that Villa draw no bet or the draw, but I don't think Sheffield United will win that. And Arsenal, despite the, again, they won, I think their last game was against West Ham. They were very fortunate. West Ham missed chance after chance. Leno was very, very good. This Manchester City team are irresistible, and at best. And if De Bruyne, is fit and firing, and it's interesting, Leroy Sané, who's probably going to end up at Bayern Munich in the summer, late summer, of course, as it is. I do think Arsenal might score because most teams these days seem to score against City, but Manchester City to win and both teams to score would be my recommendation in the second game. But isn't it just wonderful to talking about sort of the return of the Premier League, and relegation is going to be absolutely fascinating. And I've just got one of those teams, whether it be Brighton Bournemouth, Bournemouth are in the bottom three as we speak. Villa, of course, will go out of the bottom three with a win. That'll be psychologically damaging as well, I think, to some teams. I just think Brighton might be in a bit of bother. Unfortunately, I think they've improved the style of football under Graham Potter. I remember seeing them against Liverpool at Anfield, and they were the better team for the first half. They were much the better team. But for that, I don't know. That doesn't get you points, does it? And maybe they haven't got the grit that some teams do. But I'm so looking forward to that. In many ways, that might be more interesting. Of course, we know who's going to finish champion.
Sure.
I hope it's not a Goodison on Sunday for obvious reasons. I don't think that would be. But I think Liverpool might well wipe the floor with Everton on Sunday.
Don't worry, Thiago Silva's signing for you. He'll be fine next season. Don't worry about that. 35, he's brilliant. In fact, I'm surprised you've not got the call, to be honest with you. But anyway, Thiago Silva, fair dues.
Our youth policy, yeah. Well, yeah, it beggars belief. But I mean, sorry, that may well. These people have got to write something in the newspapers. They've had to do that for the last. I've worked out at 28 people Everton are buying. The concern for this Evertonian is I haven't read the 28 of them are going. And Carlo Ancelotti and Marcel Brands would want so many of that very high wage earners off. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
Charlie, we'll discuss Everton as we go. Premier League back. Gamble aware, gamble responsibly. Charlie McCann, thanks a lot, mate. We'll do it all again tomorrow.
I look forward to it. And by that time, we should have more knowledge, times, ground, going. So important. And I look forward to that.
Cheers, Charles.
Be lucky, guys.
Cheers, Val.